Mexican accidentally put a northern Mexican in a yard with Sureños?
Yes, on the southern yard. We had me and Rodriguez ran the first floor, so we would control all the inmates going to the yard or going to a doctor's visit or going to the visiting room, whatever the case may be. And we're running yard. So in the adjustment center, every morning you would start off and you would do bar checks. You actually took a putty knife and checked all the bars, and you'd pick one tier, one floor, one side. When you're done with that, you'd start running yard. Well, while we're doing that, me and Rodriguez noticed there's a new officer in there that is working the second floor. And a lot of times you didn't want new officers in there. You didn't want them working. They didn't know what was going on. They're the ones that are going to, it's going to create work for you that you didn't want. And we start running yard. Well, that new officer grabs a guy, takes him out of his cell, comes to me and Rodriguez, and it's the Southern Mexicans' yard day. And I'm looking at his name, and Rodriguez looks at me and goes, is he on there? I said, I don't know. And Rodriguez looks at him, and says, you going to yard? He goes, yeah, I'm going to yard. And so the officer takes him out there. Well, as I'm looking on the list, I don't see him. So I flip it over to the Northern Mexican list and I see his name. I turned and yelled at Rodriguez. I said, hey, pull him off the yard. Get him off the yard. And right then the gunshot went off. It was already too late. The officer had let him out in the yard. And there was probably about 12 to 15 inmates out there, and they had all jumped on him already. They didn't stab him, but I think if he was out there long enough and they had a chance to stab him, they would have. And so when we pulled him back off the yard, he wasn't hurt, didn't want to go to the hospital. So I personally asked him, dude, why are you going out to the yard when you know better? Because I'm not a punk. Because I'm gonna stand. I'm not a punk. Southern Mexicans are punks. I'm not. I'll fight all of them.
Okay, well.
And so you can, in a weird way, you respect that. Like, okay. So come back in his cell.